Whoever said you can't have your cake and eat it too doesn't know Tasha Danvers Smith and her coach husband Darrell. This British Olympic athlete beat all the odds and the naysayers by making their dream become a reality. This is one heartwarming story you don't want to miss. A few years ago, I had the chance to meet England's #1 hurdler, Tasha Danvers Smith. Tasha and her husband Darrell, who is also her coach, were training for the 2004 Olympics when they experienced a life hurdle. Let's go back to that interview in 2005.
I was ranked number 6 in the world in 2003 and number 1 in my country. I actually had run my lifetime best time in that year, 2003, so we were in great shape. That time that I ran as my personal best time, that in 2003, put me second on the list of greatest ever 400-meter hurdlers in Britain. I was second to Sally Gunnell, and Sally Gunnell is someone who once held the world record, so her world record time is the next fastest time. So they're like, okay, Tasha can really do the business, and they were expecting great things in 2004. They definitely expected me to medal. Gold would have just been icing on the cake, but they definitely expected me to medal. And so that's a lot of pressure because the UK is not like the US. We're not inundated with talent. We have a smaller pool of people, and so when one person is doing well, everybody's watching. So we were in great shape. We're looking good. The season was getting underway. They'd already been through the indoor season. It was coming to a close. And then, woohoo, out of nowhere. Well, maybe not out of nowhere, but we had an unexpected pregnancy, so.
Tasha and Darrell had an extremely difficult decision to make about their future. Did Tasha give up on years of training, competing, and a chance at an Olympic gold medal? Or do they decide to put their track goals on hold and have a baby?
So everything you train for, even though there's competitions in between, Commonwealth Games, European Championships, World Championships, and so on and so forth, ultimately you're training for the Olympics. So if you feel like you're in the shape of your life and then someone knocks on the door and says, excuse me, by the way, everything you train for is now non-existent. It's really tough, but at the same time you have to put things in perspective of the scale of the real world and life and what's important, because track and field is track and field. It's fun, it's great, I can make a living, it's what I'm talented at, but ultimately all that can go away, and what's left is family, marriages, children, the things that make life very, very rich. And so it's like, okay, I've trained all my life for this, but at the same time, I'm having a baby.
Tasha and Darrell decided to put their Olympic dreams on hold and prepare for bringing a new life into the world. Throughout Tasha's 9 months of pregnancy, she and Darrell never stopped training. Together, they ignored the criticisms of other athletes about their decision to have a baby and focused on their future as a family. But they never gave up on their Olympic dreams.
I want it even more. I missed this one, let's give it another shot. I was worried about where my performance would be, and I've come back exactly where I left off in 2003. Back to number 6 in the world, back to number 1 in my country, and I couldn't ask for a better story.
That interview was in 2005. 3 years later, Tasha and Darrell worked their way back into the Olympic finalists. Jaden is now 4 years old, and Tasha says she doesn't regret their decision to give life a chance. The reward for their commitment to life and track paid off when Tasha made it to the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. Take us back to the race in Beijing. Now, what went through your mind as you got into that starting block?
I was very relaxed and very happy with what I'd achieved so far. There was no pressure on me. Nobody had been ringing my bell before the Olympics saying I was destined or, to get a medal or a clear favorite. In fact, I don't think anybody thought I would make it out of the heats. So for me to be in the semi-final and then in the final, it was already a job well done. So even if I'd come dead last, there was like no shame in my game. So I had nothing to lose and nothing to worry about. I just stepped to the line, and I already knew that I'd done this before. I mean, I've stepped to a start line before. I've stepped before 10 hurdles and one lap of the track before. I've been in the Olympic final before. So there was nothing to lose and everything to gain. All I had to do was go out there and stay calm and controlled as I had done in the previous rounds. And I was just happy to be there.
When you crossed the finish line, did you know you had medaled?
You know what? I thought that I had medaled, but I've seen so many situations where someone thinks that they've medaled and they didn't see someone in lane 9 or they didn't see someone in lane 1. I said, I think I got third. I think I've got third. But until I see my name come up on the screen in that third position, I'm not budging. So I didn't move at all.
Coming up. So, Darrell, how do you get to the place where you're coaching an Olympian?
Whether you're a student needing answers, a parent needing help, or a concerned citizen wanting to make a difference, Life Issues Institute has the resources you need to put your values into action. Life Issues Institute is an international educational organization committed to protecting innocent human life. Life Issues Institute knows what it takes. That's why millions throughout the world turn here for help. Life Issues Institute has authored more pro-life publications than any other entity in the world, and its materials are printed in over 30 languages. Radio broadcasts, newsletters, and a website filled to the brim with the answers you're looking for are just a click away. Go to facinglife.tv and click on the link to Life Issues Institute to find out more about how you can change the heart of a nation.
This week I'm talking with Olympic bronze medalist Tasha Danvers Smith. She and her husband, who is also her coach, met with me to talk about their value for life, family, and dedication to track.
When the gun went off, everything just unfolded as it had the previous 2 rounds, and then coming home, she was clearly in third. There was a quick check at the last hurdle, because you don't want to get, like she said, you don't want to get too excited and celebrate too early. But once I knew that she was third, I was on my feet, running around to warm up, and it was really a good time because a lot of people know Tasha and myself, not only our story, but just us individually, and they know we come a long way. And, you know, you just, as a coach, it's just a matter of pride to have your athletes realize their dream. You know, you help them realize something they did, because I didn't run, you know, but I helped her get there, and that was something that she grew up as a little girl wanting to do. So you really have a sense of pride and joy in watching that happen.
Darrell, how do you get to the place where you're coaching an Olympian? I mean, that's a pretty nice job to have. How did you get there?
I have been blessed enough to not know any different in my entire coaching career. I've never been a person to be starstruck, and it's partially because I've been in a blessed position, 1, growing up in California, 2, having my parents and my family, a couple of prominent people in it, to have been around Olympians and champions and stars in their whatever industry or profession they've been in. So I've been around a lot of Olympians, a lot of gold medalists, a few world record holders. And so I just always worked under the assumption that I would be here. You know, it's a relief to get there, and it wasn't an arrogance like, oh, I'll have it one day, and it wasn't anything that I took for granted. But at the same time, I expect to be coaching on that stage. So if you're there and you have someone as talented as Tasha, and I could see the potential back when she came to us in 2001, you know, it was a thing to like, yeah, okay, this is what we talked about 8 years ago. This is the goal we set out 4 years ago. This was a goal we set to achieve when she came back from her pregnancy.
Well, Tasha, I've been wanting to ask you this question since the Olympics. What was it like standing on the podium?
It's a bit surreal, like, am I really here? I had snuck a picture of Jaden under my shirt, which made all the Chinese people go mad. What's she got under there? But I felt like you should be there with me.
I think so. That'd be
was
very
pretty cool.
appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see any pictures of me with this square thing sticking out from my shirt, it's just a picture of Jaden.
Well, that was great that he was there with you when you received that medal.
Yeah, definitely, he was.
As part of my daily radio broadcast, I asked my listeners to email in their congratulations to you.
Oh, wow.
And as a result, several hundred responded.
Oh my gosh.
So one of my staff lovingly put together this booklet.
Oh, wow.
If you recall,
I'm a baby, I'm the baby.
you're pretty small here, aren't you? This was during our initial interview when we got together. And within the pages,
Brad had a mustache.
Wow.
within these
That's
pages
beautiful paper, by the way.
are emails from people throughout the United States and all over the world.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Everyone. Put that with the
Thank
other
you.
book.
The love is never ending from you, Brad.
You're very welcome. And in our minds, you guys are heroes, not just Olympic heroes, but you are heroes in the hearts of many Americans and other people around the world, as you'll see.
Thank you.
Because you respected life and kept your priorities in order. And there's a lot of love in that book, as you'll see.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
When we return, Tasha, what do you think your reaction would have been to your medal if you had made a very different decision about the pregnancy?
Thank you for inviting us into your home. Each week we feature real people who deal with real-life issues head-on. Some of their experiences are uplifting, while others will break your heart. But in the end, the message is clear. Those who follow biblical principles on the issues of life are blessed. Become a partner with us in providing a positive, life-affirming message to help change the way the next generation values innocent human life. Please consider a generous gift to help offset the costs of producing this important quality programming. You can donate on our secure website at facinglife.tv or by calling the phone number on your screen during normal business hours. Together, we can make a real difference for life.
No license plates is blocking the driveway. The police won't compare move. All right, Honda Accord, no plates is blocking the driveway. Police want to move.
Jaden Smith will have lots of firsts in his lifetime. We were able to be at his first T-ball game. But if it wasn't for the selflessness demonstrated by Tasha and Darrell, Jaden wouldn't be here today. Tasha knew her Olympic goals could still be accomplished. They were just put on hold temporarily when she found out she was pregnant. Tasha, what do you think your reaction would have been to your medal if you had made a very different decision about the pregnancy?
I think, I've never actually been asked that question or ever thought about it because, once I move on from something, I don't really ponder too much on other options. I probably would have been disappointed. I would have been disappointed regardless of the medal because you're asking me if I hadn't had Jaden, how I would have felt about the medal I got. I don't think it would have taken that long for me to be disappointed with the decision.
Would have it felt like a hollow victory to you, do you think?
I think by then it would have already, every emotion I probably could have had, because that's a long time, 4 years. I probably would have already had a lot of hollowness, a lot of sadness and disappointment in myself before I ever, probably within months of that, and probably by the time Olympics came around, I'd just be totally numb to that. So it's because that's something you're going to experience instantly, regardless of whatever you achieve later on. That's something that you're going to deal with immediately. So it would have been from the first day that it would have been a disappointment. So I'm very proud of the decision that we made.
How did Jaden encourage you to continue with the training, overcome those difficulties during last year, and go on to win Olympic medal?
Because Jaden is like my little cheerleader. So every time I'm competing, he's there. He's made me signs. We speak on the phone, and he, talks about my race. And I don't want him to ever feel that he caused my life to be a stress, or he caused me to have to sacrifice or miss out, like anything disappointing. Like everything about him and his life and everything he's done, even though there are some times that are challenging, they're all experiences that I can learn from or share with others and pass on anything I've learned to other people, and that's always going to be a blessing. So he's a blessing. Are you a blessing? Yeah? And what else? A genius? Yeah, he's a genius.
Has it been difficult for the both of you to balance family and training?
What kind of question is that? Difficult's an understatement. It is, without family, impossible. I can't imagine how anybody could do it without family. It just would not have been possible without family, and without the support of our friends, and his godmother helps out as well. So I don't know how it could have been done without everybody, and that's why whenever I talk about the medal, I talk about it in terms of it's a team effort, because before the Olympics it was Team Tasha. That's what we talked about, Team Tasha. You got to have a nutritionist that's supporting you. I had a life coach. I had all sorts of things in place. I had my coach, like you, for example. You had a part in that, because all the encouragement, all those things that you can look back on and say, you know what, these people are watching and they believe in you, so believe in yourself. Those things do matter.
Coming up next, Tasha talks about the power of failure and how it can lead to success.
Whether you're a student needing answers, a parent needing help, or a concerned citizen wanting to make a difference, Life Issues Institute has the resources you need to put your values into action. Life Issues Institute is an international educational organization committed to protecting innocent human life. Life Issues Institute knows what it takes. That's why millions throughout the world turn here for help. Life Issues Institute has authored more pro-life publications than any other entity in the world, and its materials are printed in over 30 languages. Radio broadcasts, newsletters, and a website filled to the brim with the answers you're looking for are just a click away. Go to facinglife.tv and click on the link to Life Issues Institute to find out more about how you can change the heart of a nation.
Tasha, you're an Olympian, bronze medal Olympian. You've done some modeling, some singing. You're an artist. I have one of your paintings on my living room wall. And on top of all that, you're a mother. So what's in store next for you? Brother or sister for Jaden?
Well, we haven't thought about that yet, but I mean, I've written a book, which I wrote after the Olympics. I've started a radio show, well, 2 radio shows. They run every other week on Wednesdays and Sundays. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I plan on competing at the 2012 Olympics in London. I mean, how often does one get to compete at the Olympics in their own country actually own city. You know, I was born in London.
Your own
it's-
hometown.
Yeah, my own hometown. This is a rare experience, so I'm going to make the most of it, and then I'll see what happens after that.
Darrell, plans for the future for you specifically?
For me specifically, my future's now.
Win-win-win.
Yeah, my future's now, and starting with Tasha. Tasha was my first athlete back in 2003, and now, in conjunction with her success, I have 6 hurlers, so I just plan to move her up the podium. You know, push on to 2012, where we plan to go out and, you know, contend and compete for the gold medal. And I just want to keep growing and getting better at my craft and become known as one of the best coaches out there, you know, and raise Jaden and have a happy home, you know, and keep doing what I'm doing.
If you had to do it all over again, is there anything you'd do differently?
No, I wouldn't do it anything over again, because it's growth, it's learning, it's life, it's experience. I think I'm blessed to have had some of the challenges that I've had, so I can speak from experience when I tell somebody you can get to a brighter side, and it may look like a difficult situation, but it's actually a tool that you can use later, which means it's not bad. I mean, when someone talks about failure, I define failure as just an experience that you didn't intend on having, but you can always learn something from it. And if you can learn something from it, you're growing. And if you're growing, you're living. So I wouldn't do anything over again. And I think a lot of people always have to remember that there's always a reason. Like, you don't always know it, and you are entitled to have your time of feeling grief or sadness or disappointment about any experience that you've had, but there's always something to learn from that situation.
Now, you just defined failure as you see it. How would you define success?
Success is what each individual person decides success means to them. So, and this is what I try to express to some of the youth that I talk to. And everybody has a talent. Everybody has a gift that they were given from birth. And it's, I think, everybody's duty to figure out what that is. Some people will know it instantly. Other people will have to do some soul searching and some, you know, working on themselves to figure out what that is. But once you know what that is, you have to share it with the world. If they can share that gift, they are at success.
This budding family, Tasha, Darrell, and Jaden, demonstrated on the world stage that good triumphs over evil. Tasha chose life for her baby and put her Olympic dreams on hold. And now she's got it all: a beautiful son and an Olympic medal. Thanks for watching. I love a happy ending. Since Tasha is an artist, and to help celebrate her Olympic victory, we're giving you an opportunity to register to win one of Tasha's abstract paintings. Tasha is also an author and has written a motivational book. I'd be happy to send you one free. Just go to facinglife.tv. While there, you can also check out Tasha's website and blog and find out how you can get today's episode as well as part 1 on DVD.